and welcome in this live video. I will talk about the power of experiential learning. First, I will say about my students. My students are staying, some students are staying in the hostel, some students are also staying in their room. At this moment, they are doing their summer internship projects and they are doing from their home. The faculty members also, they are also guide the students in their summer internship projects and also sending their books as well as the other materials to the students' email IDs. So in this process, the students are getting enriched by the faculty members and they are also doing their works from homes. Now, in this topic, I will talk about the power of, and I will come one by one. In the Calcutta Business School, what we are doing on experiential learning, that I will illustrate. In 2 years PGDM program, we all have together 48 courses, and in the 48 courses, in each course, we have a 60-40 ratio. That is, 60% we are doing through classroom teaching and 40% we are doing by case study as well as the field research work and also project submission. That is also one type of experiential learning. So that we are taking from the first trimester. Students are also getting knowledge from the faculty members. They are also doing their survey, field survey of each course, and also they will submit their project work, the thesis, to the faculty members, and that are evaluated. Now, this differentiates the Calcutta Business School from the other business school. What the other business school they are doing, they are all taking the traditional classroom teaching. What we are taking a number of experiential learning into your PGDM curriculum, and from that process, the students are well enriched and they are competitive into the campus, into the final placement. Now, coming to the point of what is this experiential learning. In experiential learning, that is my understanding is the experiential learning is a process where the students are getting experiences. So this is the first-hand experience, and the students are getting from that we are giving the students this type of courses like Outbound Leadership Program, which is a 1 credit course, Rural Immersion Program, that is also in our PGDM curriculum, it is a 1 credit course, and Design Thinking and Innovation, it is also 1 credit course, and the other program, Industry Visits, that is non-credit, Summer Internship and Dissertation, also Summer Internship, it is 3 credit course, Autumn Internship, it is a 2 credit course. Then we are also giving there are numerous seminars, workshops that we are conducting. We also have this soft skill training program, as well as we also have French language. Now, if I talk about this experiential learning, this is not new. Centuries years ago, long back, Aristotle also told that we also learn by doing things. And if you talk about the experiential learning, that also existed into our universities. If you can remember the universities in India in ancient times, the universities were there in Taxila, Nalanda. There also the Gurukul system, where students were coming and they were trained by their gurus. This is also one type of, that time they inducted the experiential learning. Now, in 1900, one German psychologist, he talked about, the name of the German psychologist is Hermann Ebbinghaus. He is a German psychologist. He talked about the learning theory. In his learning theory, he told about the relationship between memory and time. That means, in the first day lecture, if you can remember 100% of the lecture, then the next day it will come down to 50 to 60%. And at the end of the 30 days, you can retain about 2 to 3% if you will follow the traditional learning process, that is classroom teaching. That this person, German psychologist, his name is Hermann Ebbinghaus, he talked about. Now, how we can overcome this situation? So there are the 8 reasons that we can, chronologically I will describe what is the importance of the learning. This is what is the importance of experimental learning. Now, if I say about the number 1, that the experiential learning, it also accelerates learning, because you have to think about how you can acquire the learning process. Then if it is the associated to the experiences, then your learning process will also accelerate. Number 2, it is also provides a self-learning environment. In this process, the learning process, experiential learning process, it is self-driven. You can also learn and you will be energized and you will be motivated to learn the things. That is also number 2. Number 3, it also bridges the gap between theory and practice. Theory is not enough to give you the full knowledge. Side by side, practice also give you the full knowledge. So if it will be mingled by the theory and practice, this is also give you the more power, and you can learn and you can also remember the process, total process. Number 4, produces demonstrable mindset change. If you learn, then also your mindset also change. You will get more confidence to acquire. That is also the process. Then in this case, the management guru Henry Mintzberg, he talked about the process that leadership is like a swimming. It cannot be learned. The swimming process, it cannot be learned. Leadership also like a swimming, it cannot be learned. So only by watching and only by the process you will be involved in the leadership game, you will learn the leadership process. Then also it also increases the engagement levels. The engagement levels also be more. That also you can develop the engagement level. As I told, that your engagement level also be more when you will be more confident, when you will be more energized, then also your engagement level also be increased. Number 5, delivers expectational return on investment. As your investment level, return on investment means in classroom teaching, the return on investment will not be much more. When it will be associated with the experiential learning, the classroom teaching and also the experiential learning, your return on investment, your involvement will be much more. So these also, there are the several steps. These also you can also increase your knowledge domain, your cognitive domain. Your learning process will also be increased. Now the point why CBS is differentiated from other institutes in the experiential learning. Now CBS, as I told, in each course curriculum, in each subject, CBS adopts a formula, a policy, where 60% will be classroom teaching and 40% will be the case-based, 40% will be the project-based or field work. So this is the 60-40 presence. The students, they are acquiring more knowledge in each subject. That is the process we are following. So what things we are taking separately, that is in each course we are taking this policy. Now apart from each course, we are also taking some other things which differentiates to other institutes in management. That is only number one. If I say about rural immersion program, in rural immersion program, the students, they are going to the rural areas, and in the rural areas they are seeing, they are having the hands-on experience on the rural economy, on the rural development, on various organizations that these organizations are involved into the development of the rural economy. They are also they are also taking interviews of the rural people. They are also serving the rural areas. They are also getting the experience of the rural marketing. These areas they are also serving, as well as they are also getting experiences of the rural economy. In this rural economy, they are also taking the help of the non-government organizations, banks, and other these milk producing companies, where they can full-fledged knowledge about the rural economy. It is a 7 days program. It is a 1 week program. Side by side, we also have the rural marketing course. So this rural economy associated with the rural marketing course, students are getting full-fledged knowledge about the rural marketing and the rural economy. That's we are giving the course into our PGDM, to our PGDM students. Number 2, outbound leadership program. It is a 1 week course where students are going to the remote places, and we thought that only the leadership classroom teaching is not enough to give the full knowledge on the leadership, the development of leadership style. So these students are going into the remote places where they are working with teams, where they are forming with teams, and also there are the various team games. Students are also undertaking the various games. They are developing also their communicative skills. Their egos also be minimized. So they are working with a team, and in this process, the students are nurturing, or students are enhancing their leadership skills. So in the last 3 years, we went to Manali with our students. Next year, we went to the Kalimpong Shibo, and the next year, this also. In 2019, we went to the Ajodhya Pahad, Purulia. These places we visited, and students they also developed their skills. So in these cases, students also develop their skill sets. So in this business, where there is much more competitive situations are there, where there is a turbulent business situation existing, and also complex business situation, the industries want the students must have a set of skill set where they will be competitive, and they can they can counter the uncertain situation. That's why we are always developing the students of our Calcutta Business School. Next, we also have the design thinking and innovation. It is a one credit course where in this competitive scenario, as I told, the business requires the critical thinking process of the management students as well as the innovative ideas they will germinate. So in these cases, the students we inducted the design thinking and innovation, where it is a workshop where the management professors are coming, while our also our internal faculty members are also there. Students are given a large number of the issues, and students are working with an interdisciplinary approach. So new skill sets also evolved. Students are solving the problems. They will give their innovative ideas. So in this process, they are also nurturing and also they are increasing the skill set how to tackle the situation when there is a complex or the turbulent situation of business. Next, we are also conducting a series of workshops and seminars where industry pupils are coming. Our internal faculty members also taking the courses, various courses on these seminars and workshops. The students, we are giving the students the best possible knowledge of in the workshops as well as seminars. What the three subjects we are taking in the workshops or seminars? We are taking the workshop and seminars, that I will say some of the workshop themes and seminar. That is the Python. This is a machine language for machine programming in Python, stock marketing, and also there is also how to reduce your risks in the business, green marketing. All these we are developing, we are conducting this type of seminars and workshops in our Calcutta Business School so that students will be much more equipped into for their final placement, and when they will go out from the Calcutta Business School for their journey, campus journey, they must be well equipped and they will be the captain leader for the industry. Next thing, we are also taking the soft skill training. In the soft skill training, we are also developing the students for their personality grooming, for their communication skill, for developing their communication skill, and also how they can tackle, how they can behave into the industry. So keeping into mind the soft skill, we are also taking the credit course, which are called the oral communication, and also one course which is called the written communication. So comprehensively, we are giving training on to enhance the communication skill of the students, like oral communication, written communication, as well as the soft skill. And here I will also mention that we also have 2 internship programs. If you see in the management school, there is only one internship program, which is summer internship program. In Calcutta Business School, we have 2 types of internship program. One is autumn internship program. The duration is 6 weeks, and the other is the summer internship program. It starts from May onwards. After the first year, it starts from the May onwards, and it will continue up to June. So in the autumn internship, in first year, it starts from the mid of this October and it ends at the end of November. In this autumn internship and summer internship, students are well equipped with the organization culture, and also they are also observing the managers' works. They are also doing their field research work. They are also getting help from the faculty members, as well as they are also guided by the industry persons. So they are well equipped with the industry culture as well as the industry operations. So various type of summer internship projects, we are the career development and placement cell along with PGDM program office. They are giving their summer internship project to the students according to their capability. Suppose if some students they have the finance background, they will get this type of summer internship program to the banks, most probably to the banks or financial institution. So before sending to the industry, students the career development and placement cell, they are judging the students about the capability, and there is a one-to-one correspondence with the students, so that students will go to the industry, and they will serve better into that industry. This is the summer internship program that we are providing the students in each batch. Two types of summer internship. One is autumn internship and one is the summer internship. Beside that, there is a regular industry visit that we are providing to the students, so that they will be well conversant with the industry operations. There is a policy that we have a dedicated policy that in each trimester, each batch, the students will visit one industry, and that is must. So we are also providing that type of knowledge about the industry operation through the industry visit. So industry visit is a must, and we are always thinking about the development of the students. And that's why industry visit, in my opinion, industry visit is an important thing for the development of the students. Next thing, we also have the French course. In the French course, the professor is coming, who is also taking this course in IIM Calcutta, and this is also non-credit course, and we think that as it is students will job in a global village, so providing the foreign language to the students is must. So students must be well equipped for the industry, and students can go anywhere into the globe. They will do their job with full confidence, and they will be our proud student when they will come back. In Calcutta Business School, we all welcome the students of the past year. We also welcome the alumni of Calcutta Business School. So that's why this type of experiential learning process we are also undertaking for the development of our students. And last, I will say, please stay at your home and stay safe. In this way, you can serve your society, you can serve your family, and whatever you have the requirement, you always consult with your faculty members, and I think that you will be guided by our well-reputed and well-knowledgeable faculty members. Thank you all.